Hi everyone, so this is my 2018 bullet journal. I got a beige colored one, not really by choice, but I actually think it isn't that bad. Feel like it'll get dirty very easily, but we'll just go with it. It was like the only one left in the store, but anyways, and it was on sale. Anyways, so I'm just gonna be showing you how I set it up. If you watch my journal flip through, my 2017 bullet journal flip through, then you'll see how I plan this journal, but I'll show you the actual layouts now. So the first thing when you open the journal is an index that hasn't been filled out. So I found in my last bullet journal, I never used the index, and like even when I was looking for a collection, I would just kind of flip back to where I think it is instead of coming to the index, looking at the page number, and then finding the page number, because I just don't use that many collections. I might, if I do that more, I might use it, but just realistically for me, it's not like a habit that I have. But yeah, it's all up to you if you want to use an index or not. And then here I just have a simple key, like the basic key. I got rid of some stuff that I added last year because I realized I didn't really use it. So I just have my task completed, migrated, notes, and events, and meetings and appointments. So these are the major ones that I actually use. And then my next page is actually what I guess would be the future log plus yearly calendar. I decided not to do a yearly calendar this year instead of just merging it into one like this, which is better for me, I think, because I never really used the yearly calendar in my last journal. So I think this is just better for me. And I'll just put in the dates with like a bigger number and then a note next to it of what the event is. I only filled out like some birthdays right now, but I'll fill out more stuff as we get closer to the end of the year actually. So the next two pages right now are pretty empty. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do for my 2017 review. I'm planning to do more of like a collage with maybe printed illustrations, and then just what I've done and learned over 2017. And then for my 2018 goals, I'm probably gonna do the same thing again, which is like 18 before 2018. I'm gonna make a little list here and then just surround it with not necessarily illustrations, or maybe I'll just leave it like that. Who knows? But this is gonna take longer than I think. Cool, and after this, I just have a little page where I drew out kind of my ideal day, from like going to the gym in the morning to my morning routine, work, and some other things I want to work on after work, and what time I want to go to bed. It's just like a little chart that I have. And if you watched my 2017 review, you'll know that I'm trying to change up the milestone trackers to be a little more incremental. I only have 3 here right now. I might add more later, but these ones are the ones I'm going to track, I think. IG, YouTube, and my personal savings for just this year. And then on my next page, I have my books to read, which carried over from last year's, and also the same wish list minus the stuff that I already bought last year. I might be going through this a little fast, but these are all things I covered in my 2017 bullet journal. So if you haven't watched that yet, you can click the link in the description or the little thingy that pops up over there. But yeah, and this is empty right now because I left this originally to put in something for YouTube planning, but I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna lay that out. I might just include it in my monthly calendar, so this might just be filled out later as a different collection. And then this is my new kind of month layout. I just have a little calendar here, and then I have my monthly goals, important dates, memories, and my, I call it statistics, but I just mean kind of like my weight, my body measurements, maybe like social media stuff that I might want to track. Anything that I kind of want to track in terms of stats, I'll put here. This was basically accumulation of my end of the month review and the thing that I had at the beginning of the month. So it just makes it a little more condensed, and I kind of made it the areas more broad so I can kind of fill it in with whatever I wanted. and this is my new daily / weekly page. I have just the January and then week 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I also have some habits I want to track. So on days that I don't spend any money, that I stretch, that I go to the gym, and that I read, I'm gonna give myself a little check mark. I think this is a better way of for me to track, because I am on these pages the most. Instead of going to a different collection to fill that out, I find it more useful to have it on the same page. The most important things that I want to make sure I'm doing. And then underneath that, I just have the day of the week and then the day of the month. And I use this little marker that's see-through. So I use this marker. Well, it's not really a marker, it's a brush tip pen, and it's see-through, and it doesn't really carry over. Okay, actually, let me see. Yeah, it doesn't really seep through. There's a little bit of a shadow, but I think that's okay to kind of like separate the lines more clearly. But if you don't have this pen, you can just make a line through the day to the week, which I think looks nice too. I would have done that if I didn't find this pen, but this is really nice as well. I'll put a link to this if I can find one in the description down below. But yeah, so I just have the days of the week and the day of the month, and then I have a separate in between, because I like to separate my the things I have to do for work on one side, and then kind of my personal things to do on the other side. So I have it separated like so, and also I can put notes, I think, in that middle section. And yeah, and then I just laid out all of January for now, and I don't have anything at the end because I'm not gonna do an end of month review. I'll just go back to the beginning here and fill that out. But yeah, it's a pretty simple layout. There's not really much to it, and I don't really use that many collections. I find that, I don't know, I just don't use that much. But anyways, I hope that was helpful. If you want to see a more, like, I think more typical bullet journal setup, you can watch my last one, which I will link. It's still not what is the bullet journal that you find on bulletjournal.com, but it's closer to that. It's just this year I really found out what I use in my bullet journal, what I don't use. So I really like cut out a lot of things to create this bullet journal. But yeah, I hope that helped you, and good luck on your journal.